Party people in the place to be, live from 58 Dream Street. Wow, weird timing with the glasses put on. We're Jameson with games. Here we are. Happy Sunday, folks. It is a rainy Sunday in my fair city, which is supposed to be the April gimmick. But instead, our April was just chilly. Hold on. Adjusting some things here. The height of my desk. The height of my chair. Cedric! Welcome. Might have to open a window, crack a window a little bit in this room. Because, well, I'll explain in a moment when I'm on camera. There we go. We'll see. It might be too much because it's windy, so my curtain's already going nuts. Which means if I notice rain's getting blown in through the crack in the window, I'll reconsider my strategy. But the simpler just take your sweater off, dummy, option. Oh, there we go. That's more comfortable. Take off your sweater, dummy option is not available to me. I wasn't thinking about the possibility of taking off the sweater. So I have institutionally branded clothing on. Not that I'm afraid of getting doxxed, because you don't need. I've already doxed myself. It's too much. Nobody who wants to know who I am and where to find me could be stopped. But rather that I don't think I should be wearing my employer's branded clothing while expressing my own private views. You know, that basic professionalism thing. So, yeah, here we are. Rainy day, but that's reasonable this time of year. Remembering now that I need to make one adjustment in the audio mixer, which I have now made. So we should be covered there. We'll see. And we're going to get down to business playing Maniac Mansion. I really, 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 really like this game after one real session with it. Like I've mentioned, I had played the Nintendo Entertainment System port a little bit, and it's reasonably faithful. Certainly, I got the gist of the opening moments of the game, but I never went far with it. And I've read a lot about the game over the years, so I already felt like I had a good sense of it. But you know, actually experiencing it is just clearly different from reading about it. And I just find it, yeah, it's really, really good. I really like the compact environment we're in. The mansion seems very small. The one of Ron Gilbert's goals in the design of this game was to try to play fair with adventure game players. I'm not going to talk about it today because I haven't reread it recently enough, but he has a pretty famous essay about adventure game design that I think we should discuss on the air as I start to explore LucasArts after Sierra games. Reacting against a lot of the tropes of Sierra games, he wanted a more fair design, and without getting into any of the finer details, I will just mention one specific detail, which is that one thing they're doing, to be fair, is you have the "What's this" cursor that will, at the very least, tell you whenever you're mousing over an interactable object, clarifying a lot. There's no, even if you're pixel hunting, it's like pixel hunting. You could lawnmower pixel hunt without any clicking, and just when the words at the bottom of the screen for the "What's this" prompt change, you know, oh, there was something there. It also has the fun knock-on effect. It simulates fumbling for a light switch in the dark because you can find the light switches when the screen is just all black. But yeah, one thing I really like about that, in particular, besides just that it's obviously convenient in general, is that it contributes to the sense that just like we're in a pretty tight little puzzle box that is playing fair, laying itself out for us. And then the multiple characters, different abilities, different ways to solve the game gimmick really has a chance to flourish when you feel like the game isn't, hiding anything from you through bullshit. It's all kind of just there for you. And I'm realizing, for example, I think I know the Bernard victory route now, which is what I'm going to try to achieve today. Let's fire up the game. I think I get what that route is, and so I'm going to try to do it. One moment. I have to wait for the Scum VM. That's a Scum virtual machine, or if you want to get real specific, it is the scripting utility for Maniac Mansion virtual machine, because the engine that powered the LucasArts games is very descriptively named. It is the scripting utility for Maniac Mansion that they would then use in other things. So yeah, I feel like I've worked out what Bernard's solution is. And so I realize, his thing is fixing electronics. And obviously I put together, between actually doing it on the air while I was playing the game yesterday and watching myself when I was putting this video up on the video of it up on YouTube, I put together, oh, I get it. I understand why the asteroid police showed up. It was not a coincidence. It is not a guaranteed timed event. I specifically called them with the radio, and that is probably how Bernard beats the game. So now I think I know the end conditions I must achieve. When I teach my students about logical reasoning, a thing I point out is that at an abstracted level, the problem-solving process for anything, but like if you want to get really specific to like formalized problems, math problems, physics problems, things you do on exams, logic problems, the formalized problem-solving process at a high level of abstraction is basically figure out where you are, your starting premises, figure out where you need to go, the conclusion that you're aiming at, and then figure out what the steps are in between. And a thing I try to emphasize to them is if you know where you're going, you can work backwards as well as forwards to close that loop. You can, when I'm playing a Lolo stage, sometimes I'll realize, well, I'll have to get that heart framer last in order to successfully collect the jewel from the treasure. And then once I know that, I can now, working forward from what I know what to do, I'm thinking I have a direction to aim at. Because at some point, I need to have got all the other hearts and be able to go get the last one. Anyway, which is all to say, I think we're closing in from both ends, and I'm optimistic, even though I'm going to start all the way over with the same selection of youths, Bernard and Razor. I am optimistic that unless I really get jammed up on something, I think we can put this together. I think we can call the Meteor police and save the day. Panda Whirl! Welcome. I haven't finished it yet. I am optimistic that I can finish it today. If I do finish it today, I'm going to try to finish it again with a different pair of youths next time. If the Bernard Razor run takes even longer, then I'll probably just be content with that. But yeah, this is a very cool game. This is a game that I like. I've had an awareness of and like present back of the mind interest in, 30 years. More than 30 years, probably. Because I'm growing older. When I started streaming here, I could often safely just go, it's been like 30 years. 30 years. Now sometimes that doesn't go far back enough to hit the right part of my childhood. I'm not reading the dialogue this time because we already saw it before. But it's not too hard to imagine how the scripting works here. You always have to have Dave. And so each character, Razor didn't weigh in on the little chat between Bernard and Dave because there's either just character has dialogue or character has monologue, I guess you'd say. Or there could be Dave and the character have a little scene, but you're just getting them. That's the kind of thing where like today, where games have longer production cycles, especially if the game was, already kind of technically scoped with like something like the Scum, an updated version of the Scum engine. That I think for the you know revamped Maniac Mansion coming out in 2026, we'd be like, well, why can't you? There aren't that many different combinations. Why can't there be a different scene for every thing so we get interplay between Razor and Bernard and stuff like that? But what we have is also good. Let's just start doing some things all over the place. Just things that we know about. What is this? Well, it's grating. Can we pull it off right now? I don't believe we can. It's rusted shut. I know that I got it open somehow. I just don't remember exactly how, which is going to be fine. We have the mailbox. We're not worried about the mailbox right now, but we will be worried about it later. The big thing I have to, on one hand, worry about, and on the other hand, just be prepared to take advantage of, is that if I'm playing over again, have I done this? Is there anything to be gained here? Can I go around? No, even if this is a wraparound porch, we're not being invited to explore it. But I should check in both directions just to verify. Yeah, there's nothing going on. Okay. Because there are some timed scripted events, both I can try harder to take advantage of the ones, particularly where young Ed leaves his bedroom. But I think the ones for Edna might be worth seizing on more too. No, not the... No. Unlock. Front door with key. Excellent. We're in. And let's start replacing. Well, I won't just one for one replace my old save games, but yeah, take advantage of those timed events more. And then also don't get lulled into a false sense of security. Because I remember one big discovery I made. I'm not sure if it's going to matter, but we, for the Bernard path. But when Ed goes to get his package, I was able to do something about that. I was able to intercept it and get stamps off it, among other things. And it definitely seems... Let's get a new kid going. It definitely seems very plausible that I could wind up feeling... that I could wind up missing that if I'm not attentive to the fact that I'm not just avoiding Ed at that point, but taking advantage. Okay. So this one, Dr. Edison says, well, my dear, within minutes it'll all be over. And he said, I hope you're having fun. He's going to hook him up to a machine, suck out her brains. Pretty horrifying stuff. Did they kidnap Sandy at the beach? I want to be very clear. I'm not slut-shaming Sandy's outfit. For a variety of reasons. I would not do that. Ideological, aesthetic preference based. But I would definitely say that it just seems like an odd outfit for a high school girl just to be wearing in the 80s, particularly when, at the very least, the Dave characterization we get, to the extent that we get any, is that he's the bland, all-American main character. So you'd expect his girlfriend to be the same, not to be the the sassy girl or something like that. But whatever. Ultimately, it's actually a sign of good storytelling when there's, variety in there. Okay, we want this chainsaw. No, not the... don't open the chainsaw. I think the chainsaw probably does have components that open. Oh, dear. Run, Bernard. What's going on there? I don't remember. I mean, I didn't go in there that quickly. It's okay. Although, you know what? Hello, PJ. Uh, I will offer a technical nitpick of your joke. Happy Sunday. Which is that uh, since her outfit is one solid color top and one solid color bottom, we could use the exact same number of pixels to make it cover more of her. Now, what is she doing here now, Nurse Edna? Probably just doing what she's scripted to do, and I didn't discover it before because I was acting at a different pace. I am so close to being free of this very hectic semester, and one of my very big things when that time comes is going to be. I'll just close this for now. One of my big things with my slight increase in free time, besides getting the YouTube backlog cleared, because we actually have some YouTube, regular audience members who like are known to me because of their regular participation in YouTube comments, who do not overlap with the live Twitch audience. So I've really let them down over the past 8 months. Oh, but besides that, I really want to get back to my pixel art. Make some pixel art. Okay, hold on. I think I did this already. But it does, it's a classic way to hide a door. I shall. Okay. Nope. Classic way to hide a door in a crazy mansion would be to have a thing that moves. Bookshelf. Book on the bookshelf. Okay, what is this? It's glass chandelier. Okay. Let's see what happens here. If we pull on it. Can't move it. Okay. Oh! Good eye, PJ. Okay, he can't reach it, which is fair. It's a little frustrating that he won't instinctively stand on the couch. But, okay, that's extraordinarily useful because one of the big obstacles remaining in front of me is just finding the keys to get through a series of locks so that we can unlock the laboratory. Okay, the wind. It has been nice to have this window open. I've enjoyed the breeze. The room has cooled down a bit. Excellent explanation, Clef, and happy Sunday. No, that's perfect. Yep. I buy that totally. Because if we took it literal, I don't know, Cedric. I actually don't. I think you might have hallucinated it, but I'm going to get it today if it kills me. And then when we find out what its name is, we'll know if I had it last time too. Okay. What is... Yeah, we have Chuck the Plant, which is interesting. Let's see. Is this like a murder? I don't... Actually, I sort of know. Here's one thing that I looked up after last time. Not an answer to any puzzle. I just literally said, hold on. I mean, I laugh, but no. Can I pull it? Probably this is a giving Chuck the Plant something at some point. Okay, there's a lamp there. There's this out of order staircase that if I do a replay with different youths, I'll switch over to, I'll probably include our Spicoli stand-in and our surfer guy. And he'll go up the thing. Let's find it. Is this place in the clear now? Yes. Yeah, perspective wise, you think about it for a moment and it's like, oh yeah, we're not getting the full picture. We're getting a perspective problem here. These rooms, I guess it's a crazy mansion, so maybe, but like, yeah, these are pretty long, skinny box rooms if we interpret what we see literally. All right, what's in the horror fridge? Stuff that I think turned out there was one specific thing I think that feeding it to the oh goodness, tentacle, green tentacle. There was one specific thing that I think we fed to it. Oh, it's the fake fruit. The old batteries obviously will go in the flashlight, except this time, now that I know about the gimmick with the what's it called? Gross. The gimmick with. Does anybody know what the hell I'm trying to say? I don't. Oh, now that I know about the gimmick for finding light switches, I won't waste the limited flashlight batteries in the basement. Oh, no, don't pick up, Bernard. Just open. Okay. Hold on. Whoops. No. Here's the thought. If we're getting close to that event, then here's what I want to do. I left more undone than I meant to, but that's okay. All right. Jeez. I thought I was more recently save updated, but okay. Bernard's going to run through here a little bit quicker and do the same things I just did. I don't know that I need all this stuff anyway. Okay, good enough. Good enough for now. Close the fridge. I don't know if that kind of covering your track stuff actually matters. But, okay, Bernard, go into the dining room and hide. And then let's immediately save, updating that save. It's time for Dave, for the sake of his lover, Sandy, his lady love, to take a risk. Wait a minute, we can't even run all the way upstairs yet because we don't have the tentacle chow. Ugh. Okay. I don't even remember how to get the tentacle chow. So maybe it's fine for me to just take a deep breath on this particular QuickTime event. Okay. Oh, there's the tentacle chow too. Do I want to start over to try to speed run this? No. If it comes to it, I will. Okay. He took the cheese and said something about it being for his hamster as well. But I'm going to make a mental note of that if I start over all over again to keep it in mind. But I'm not right now going to be like, no, wait, I want to make sure I have that cheese so I can give it to the hamster. But what if later I'm like, oh, I need a way to placate this hamster? Well, I'll feel a fool, but I'll go back. Okay. We did search all the way through there. Where did I leave Dave now? He's up here, which is fine. Okay. What is this vase? Walk to it. Pick it up. No, he doesn't want to. He wants to keep it safe. It's obviously a valuable antique. Dave is a responsible, all-American boy. Okay, he gets the old record. Need to pay a little bit more attention to the old part of that. Can I open the cassette recorder? Doesn't seem to open. Okay. I don't think I ever found a cassette tape or a thing that contained one. I can't remember. Is it just do I just get a gimmick cutscene or do I actually learn something? Oh, right. We do learn something. 222 Skyscraper Way. Which I might as well write down again. Although, based on my further, sort of organizing of my thinking from last time when I was editing the video, I'm more inclined to say, yeah, we have 3412. I have that written down. I'll also find it again in context while playing and verify, because I don't think I double checked my finding of that context. All right, Dave, get the wax fruit, because that's how you're going to get up to the top. The paintbrush. That's paint remover. I did look up what are the dead end states, and in a spoiler light way. And what I did learn is that I guess there are a few ways to actually literally get the kids killed in the game. Like not immediate game over, but just in the same way you can get them captured. I guess you can get killed in a few different ways. Don't even remember. I don't even know in detail what they are, how to avoid them. Because I was like, that's not the kind of dead end state that I want to research in advance to avoid. No, wait. Stay with Dave for the moment. I shouldn't just leave Dave standing over there. Actually, you know what? Dave has the fruit. He should go for it. Get him upstairs so that the next time an upstairsman leaves their bedroom, we can raid it. Also, doing this directly with Dave does speed up the process. I sent Bernard up last time, and he gets terrified because he's a nerd. The green tentacle. I'm willing to learn by doing. Oh, damn it. He also needs a drink. I forgot about that part. We can close the loop on this. It's just a little clumsy. In fact, no, I don't remember the last time I updated that stupid save. I'm going to keep the name Risky Dave because ultimately what we're trying to do is get Dave upstairs as quickly as possible so that he can do daredevil runs into temporarily vacated spots. And then Bernard and Razor will take over down here. Okay, Bernard, where are you? Yeah, of course. Wait. Get the bottles of juice and stuff. The whole reason I wanted Bernard and Dave to meet up was so that this is just a glass jar. Easy to imagine that becoming important. And then we have canned goods. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not going to try to get the bottle of toner or whatever it is, because last time we did it just falls and breaks, and that seems like probably not what we want to have happen right now. Or perhaps at all. Bernard, at least, cannot pick up a chair. I'm inclined to say getting the key down from the chandelier is probably either a rock the chandelier or a get a reach extender item, and not a challenge to get a other thing. Ladder. Okay, give the fruit drinks to Dave. And the Pepsi, even though I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, Dave does not like. Or not Dave. The tentacle, I think, likes the fruit drinks and not the Pepsi. But if it's the other way around, I want to be prepared. Update the Risky Dave save. It's a really great interface. I'm sure lots of like we can see, even just looking at the way the Sierra games went, that the direction of the genre was towards simplification and simplification of interface. And obviously LucasArts did the same with Grim Fandango is very mechanically simple. But it's not in any way obvious to me that that's for the better. He's satisfied. Good work, Dave. That's a dark room. And a thing that has occurred to me is that probably the relevance of the dark room is probably more specific to if you brought along the photographer character. Maybe not, but I'm going to worry less until I have a reason, till I have a logic behind why it would matter to use the darkroom. I'm proceeding on the assumption that I shouldn't think too much about the darkroom. Read the wanted poster. For terrible acts of violence, one murders purple slimy meteor. All right, this is important context with the found call 1977. Okay. Well, I am glad that I read the poster again just to confirm that I connected number to how we did the call correctly. Because if I hadn't, and I was just like, well, we write it down, it's 3412, we would have missed the game apparently randomizes that value. Oh dear. That does make me realize that maybe the game is also, maybe not, but I took some notes on what keys open what. But what if they use, I took the, not based on where we found the key, but on based on what the key is called. So what if the keys are randomized in roguelike style? Then I'll feel a fool. It's a picture of Nurse Edna. All right, this ladder. I don't even remember the context of this ladder. Let's go up it. Where does it lead? Oh yeah. To this like rock and roll room. Oh, I'm so depressed. I'm never going to get my band started. Your life is going nowhere. You should talk to Razor about this. Maybe she has more insight. Poor green tentacle. Can we open the Mondo stereo? It doesn't seem to open. Okay, there's not even a dedicated thing for the cassette recorder. Probably we're going to find a cassette tape not already in a recorder, but maybe not. Does the tentacle care if we just take the yellow key? No, he's too depressed. Perfect. Okay. And now Dave just sits tight in the radio room, I think. And we go back to the others. According to my notes, the yellow key opens the trunk of the car. That was a late discovery last time. All right, let's update a new one. Teamwork with Razor and Bernard. They're learning that a nerd and a freak can be friends downstairs. Okay. Razor is braver than Bernard. So she'll go into the dark basement. Or the basement that will be dark. Until such time as I point the thing at this to confirm where it is. And then click on it. As long as she doesn't fall in the stairs in the dark, and that's a death. I didn't think that was a death. Okay, we discover this entire furnace. Can't open it because it's too hot. Solution to that probably involves, what am I trying to say it probably involves? Silver key. I wrote that the silver key opens the pantry. We can test that immediately. There's also the fuse box. Right now, I don't want to turn the fuse box off because I can't remember why I was turning it off. But it's a thing you got to do fast because that's one of the things that risks a reactor meltdown. So you can only have the power off for so long. I like the which he's walking up, which he's walking in back view. Just her wrist bracelets, you can see they're slightly changing. Like it's a strange walk. The animations aren't the best in this game, even as much as even though the graphics are otherwise tremendous. At least in my view, really, really nice EGA style here. But yeah, we're not animating at the levels that Sierra was approaching achieving yet. Although, in context, I think this comes... Hold on. Let me remind myself. I know I looked this up last time, I'm pretty sure, but I didn't internalize it completely. Maniac Mansion, released October 5th, 1987. King's Quest IV the following year. So this is... Uh-oh. Okay, cutaway scene, but this is not one of the scenes. They start having this argument. British! A stand-in, a representative for all the maniacs out there. The Purple Meteor's corruption of the different members of the Edison household is much stronger. Okay. Test right now. How much actual leeway do we have here? Okay. That's unfortunate. Okay. We got to go back. Oh no. Like specific, like the address form, the address field, or like the field where you just even have to identify which agency you're sending it to. I jumped the gun with Dave there. The conversation doesn't get him out of the room for long. That's classic bureaucracy. Not that, obviously bureaucracy is also a major human achievement that often accomplishes things. I don't want to act like I have a knee-jerk opposition to organizing human endeavors formally. But in terms of, the ways in which our bureaucratic designs sometimes get a little silly, that's a classic one. Okay, now, both Razor and Bernard are bailing into here for the moment. Then we'll update the teamwork save. And then And then what? For the moment, send Razor this way. I'll do a new save called like action or something when the Eddie or Ed, the son, and Nurse Edna cutaway happens. So that we're ready. Okay. I'm optimistic that we're not getting randomized keys, even though apparently we got a randomized code to call the Meteor Police. Okay, good. Which means that Dave has the yellow key to the trunk. And also, we can't go down into the pool just yet because we need to empty it. I don't even remember exactly how we did that, which is okay. Oh, here we have the trunk. We need someone to get all jacked up so they can open it. Okay. I'm going to be progressive. I'm going to once this once the timed challenge, the real-time event is done with here in a moment, I'm gonna have Razor go up to get the yellow key from Dave, and on the way, she can do a workout. Yeah, so my read on the level of corruption of the three family members is that Dr. Edison has been corrupted primarily into being a servant of the Meteor, and he's been corrupted thoroughly. Nurse Edna seems to be corrupted just in a she's gone wacky and bad way. And then Ed seems, and she seems to be very thoroughly corrupted. And then young Ed seems to be less corrupted than the others. He's a little off. Maybe he was already, but he has a sense that something's wrong, and he seems to recognize the Meteor is bad. Okay. Oh wait, it's not just Razor who has to take action. Although wait, I want Razor to run for it right now, because if the doorbell just rang, does that mean the package is already there? Yes. Can I get it and get Razor back fast enough? Okay, we got the stamps. I'm not going to steal his package. That seems mean. Maybe I'll feel like a fool about that later. Can I get Razor back to there? Wait. Okay, fine. Switch to Dave. And find which one was his bedroom anyway. Wrong one. Okay. Let's try that. Basic concept, but do better. Tear the stamps off this package. Although I'm not sure how important it's going to be to publish the Meteor's manuscript. That seems like it would be part of a scheme to deal with the Meteor, but it seems probably separate from a scheme of just getting the Meteor arrested by the alien Meteor Police. I don't know, but that's how it feels. Okay. Not this room. Perhaps the next one. Yep. Okay. What do I need in here? Get the piggy bank. It's nailed and glued to the table. Okay. This package is here. All right. You're running out of time, Dave. Ha. Oh, no. Does Bernard need to read that? Does it matter? Probably does. But if it does, it's too late. I can't do anything about it. And it seems unlikely to be a thing that dooms us. At least I hope. Okay. Let's assume things are going well. Let's reveal the secret door. We have a plant that I assume is carnivorous. Maybe there's some way to make friends with it. Wires. Light. Boom. But why? I don't know. I think it's just I don't have the tools, or is it I'll get electrocuted? It's both. Okay. Never mind then. Dave, you hang tight while Razor comes up to make that swap. I'm sure I will remember eventually how I turned off the water last time. We'll discover that again. Blackboard, medical chart, table. The lamp on the table? No, it's on a desk, right? There is a light in here, but where? There's the door. Blackboard. Desk lamp. Beautiful. Good job, Razor. Read. Looks like formulas describing the structure of a meteor. That's strange. Ooh, that's scary. Seems like we want Bernard to be the one reading everything. Can we open the cabinet yet? I can't recall. Requires a special key, which is almost certainly not also the silver key, but didn't I get this open last time? I don't know. We'll deal with this in time. Open the desk drawers. Pick up manuscript. And the manuscript, to remind myself, the writing is terrible. It's a bad manuscript. It's written by the Meteor. Oh, it absolutely does. I think I'm still wrong, but yeah, the syntax is super important there. Also, you got to click on the right friggin' thing. Yeah. Need a special key. That's okay. All right. The manuscript is written by a Meteor. We know there's the publishing deal at 222 whatever. Skyscraper Way. We have stamps. We know where the mailbox is. Presumably. God damn it. You know what I need to remind myself of? Excuse me one moment. I'm just going to go to Wikipedia for this. Say spoiler free. No risk of picking up tips for the game. Surely it just says here characters. Bernard. Oh, it says the names, but it doesn't have just like a table. Okay. Maybe if I read their names, I'll remember. Bernard the nerd. Jeff the I don't know. Michael, I think, is the photographer. Razor is a punk rock musician. Oh, Jeff is the but no. Sid is a new wave guy. Razor, obviously the punk rock girl. Wendy was something. Wendy's a writer, isn't she? It's a bad manuscript. So I'm thinking about the wrong stuff right now, but I'm thinking maybe the Wendy route to maybe the manuscript, you can deal with the Meteor problem by getting it to be a famous author or something, getting it a publishing deal, like flattering it. But but maybe because his manuscript sucks, you need the writer, because only the writer can use the typewriter. There's the typewriter, right? To fix it. Anyway, that's not even the game we're playing right now because I don't have Wendy. Bunch of arcade games. Did they take a dime somehow? That's not how arcade games worked at any point that I'm aware of, but we do have a dime. That's the dark room. Where is the workout room? Is that? I'll find it. I'll figure it out. But where? Somewhere. Obviously, those are the two family bedrooms. What's this one? The rec room. Not pick up. Use. No, use it. Yeah. They could have gone further with this animation. Also, what is going on with Razor's posture when she's facing that way? There's a sarcophagus. Does it have anything written on it? Oh, I just remembered. In the bathroom, is it this room? Yes. So, okay, this is not the rec room. This is the bedroom of a fourth family member. This mummy. What does this graffiti say? Oh, we can't actually read it. Can't interact with this mummy in any way. But there's a mummy. His bed is the sarcophagus. Ha ha ha. Did we drain the pool by running the water everywhere else? Some gimmick like that? It'll come to me. Switch to Dave. Oh, it absolutely does. I believe. I could have, overinterpreted, but that seemed because I never tried to open the garage without. Wait, yes, I think I had a character who wasn't jacked up, and then had Dave do it. But I'm pretty sure that's specifically the underlying puzzle. There. Okay. Give the yellow key to Razor. It's not just going to instantly kill me if I go near it, though. Give her the dime just in case. Okay. I'm going to call this one Where We Left Off. Because discovering the turn off the power event and the other event, the empty the pool event, were the two kind of crowning moments. Oh, right. I'm thinking of the trees and the perils of Rosella. So I think now Razor can pull the grate off out back. But let's find it. Let's find out. Boot. Obviously, we need more teamwork to do the power off gimmick, although I also have to remember why. I don't think I know why I ever want to turn the power off yet. Boom. Hell yes. Muscle girls. There's the grate. This helps us map the geography because that's the grate in the pantry. Wait, can Razor, since I haven't... No, too high to reach. But when I'll see if she can pull it off. This is where we empty the pool. But since I'm going to want Razor to do the garage too, she'll just have opened this area up for Bernard's benefit. And then he can crawl around in the dirt and wrestle with the pipe and all that nerd stuff. All the menial stuff that doesn't require the impressive strength of a jacked up punk rock girl. As she walks past him, she goes, "Get down in the basement." Through the grate outside, he says, "Yes, ma'am." He knows that she's not treating him respectfully. He doesn't understand exactly why it doesn't bother him. Oh, right. We should obviously open ye old oven. Rather use the microwave. Oh. Even Bernard has to wait like probably a year or two still to get the internet, right? He's not a college kid yet. In time, he'll get on the Usenet and he'll make some self-discoveries. Okay. Can we do this from here? No. That one's just plain old welded. That's fine. Okay. You got to be speedy here, both to avoid the destruction of the world, or at least of the city, by a nuclear disaster, and also to prevent the narrower problem of Bernard getting captured, because Edison is going to... Yeah, and like in the one sense, it's just like, it's a game, roll with it, whatever. But then it's like, it actually is kind of narratively justified, both in the sense that like they're 80s kids in a teen sci-fi, adventure mystery type movie. So yeah, they're intrepid and they're fearless and they don't care about the rules. But then also it's, the reason they're able to do this is because all of the non-mummified members of the family have been driven mad. Okay. Then we got to get down in the pool. Do not, I feel like you absolutely should not be pressing the red button. You get the warning. Another meltdown. Although presumably they haven't actually had a meltdown yet. Both because that would kill them all, but also because that would definitely attract the authorities. He's worried the meteor is going to be pissed, etc. He calls upon not the depressed adolescent wannabe rock and roll star, probably has undiagnosed ADHD green tentacle, but instead the try-hard nerd purple tentacle, which is at least how I interpret that character. I could be wrong. Get this radio. Get this glowing radioactive key and hopefully you'll be fine. What is this drain? Oh, it's a drain. Don't worry about it. Get out of the pool, girl. So that you don't get drowned, which isn't really what should happen if the pool fills up while she's in it, but... He's going the wrong way. Oh, good. She has experience. No, don't walk to it, Bernard. Turn it off before you get captured. Whew. All right. I think that covers us. Boom. She's jacked up. She can do it. She opens it. Water faucet handle. Don't know why we need it. Or if we'll need it. But it's obviously relevant. Okay. How many of these things are specific objects? all of the things that you might want to read. So let's check. I heart Weird Ed. License plate says Ed Cell, and indeed it does. Tentacle on board. Oh, that's cute. Another confirmation that my notes remain accurate because they didn't randomize the keys. They only randomized the one thing. Yep. Open the tools. No, you don't open the toolbox. Tools are just a single thing. And I don't know if it's going to turn out that Bernard, I'm not sure if an 80s nerd stereotype has general fix-it abilities, or if in fact real tools are beyond Bernard and Bernard's actual gifts are about electronics, like fixing that radio. I think that's the next. It's not the next thing to do, but it's a thing to lock in. We don't actually need to make the radio call now until we've done the thing we know we need to do, which is open up the secret lab, which we don't know how to get to. We know that it's on the other side of the room that you get imprisoned in if you get captured. But we would like to know more than that. Okay. I don't know what the glowing key is for. I don't believe I ever resolved that last time. So let's swap over to Bernard and we'll test the basement next. Meanwhile, I think I got the tube to fix the radio just out of one of the other radios in the game. So I'll have Bernard take a look at all the stereos. Can we open the grandfather clock? Doesn't seem to open. Can you push it? Can't move it. Probably no one can move it. Although maybe the super strong razor can move it. Why am I sending Bernard this way? No reason I can think of. I want him to check the radios before I go and have the two of them check the basement. Was it just the old one? I think because the gimmick was that I randomly tried open, and that was when we found the radio tube, which we acquire. Okay, at this point, we have a glass jar. Seems like we probably want to collect something in the glass jar, but I don't know what. Can I throw canned goods at the chandelier? No, I cannot. Can I turn on the chandelier? Doesn't seem to work. What about turning it off? Doesn't seem to work. Okay. At the very least, I don't feel like I have anything Bernard can use to do this stuff yet. So now I think I'm at the point where I've locked in the key things I did last time. Now we just have to, solve the game. Confirm the light switch location right there. One thing I love about the scripted events is how they pay attention to these details. The purple tentacle is responsible. So when it checks the basement en route to trying to figure out why the thing is melting down and no one's there, it shuts the light off as it leaves the room. There's not a ton of, except for the scripted events, which I think we've mostly exhausted at this point. There's not a ton of aliveness necessarily. It doesn't take that much to make the place feel alive. You also get real-time representation of the imprisonment process. So if I send someone into Ed's bedroom and they get captured, then Weird Ed brings them down and can likewise capture anyone he crosses that are on the path to the lockup area. And he'll be out of his room during that time and I can switch to another kid. We might have to make a sacrifice either if I don't figure out how to get into the lockdown place, but I do figure out what two keys we need. I want to test keys, see if we can open the laboratory. Maybe I get someone, give them the two keys, get them locked up there. Or alternately, There might be stuff I need to grab or learn from either Edna or Ed's rooms. We'll see. Okay, that door is locked. I know that. So let's see if the glowing key... Don't grip the glowing key too tight, Razor. That might be radium. No, not... No, let's do this logically. Let's unlock the door with the key. Can't unlock it. Okay. That's okay. Just means we gotta find the right solution, which we haven't found yet. That's fine. Now we're playing the game. We're not just, rapidly retracing steps from last time. But let's think. What else is there? I don't know. Let's just go around. Look at things more closely. Is Razor a musical kid who's then rebelling as a teen by being like, I don't care that, you made me take classical piano lessons for 12 years, mom and dad. I'm going to play 3 chords on my shitty Fender Stratocaster. Or is she, punk to the core and doesn't know how to play the piano? Neither. She can play the piano. She is not playing classical music. But she's also clearly not just fucking around. Cool. I assume that Razor's musicality is involved in perhaps actually... Okay, I don't know how many different endings there are. But I at least have the feeling there's a photographer ending, a writer ending, a nerd ending, and then maybe... I feel like the new wave guy can't possibly be mechanically that different from the punk rock girl. I bet there's one musician ending. So would that mean that the burnout can somehow also get the nerd ending to create 3 dyads? Only time can tell. Okay. I found more than one record last time. There was old record and record. I don't yet know what that means. Read the unfinished easel. Nothing to read on it. She doesn't have the paintbrush. Also, I'm not sure why. Use paintbrush on painting would cause the musician girl to finish the painting. This crate is not an object. Wait. Yes, it is. Just you only get the mouse over. Doesn't seem to open. It's that kind of crate. Do the tools include anything that could help us open this? Wait, given how obviously sinister this thing is. Save just in case. Okay, can't even open it that way. We have a water faucet handle, but I don't even remember seeing a broken faucet. There's a lock we've not yet opened in here. Is it opened by the glowing key? Glowing key also seems like it could easily be involved one way or another in the... Although with the piano playing style, she's like a proto Nellie Mackay. Nellie Mackay wasn't really ragtime, but certainly the saucy attitude combined with the jaunty, old-timey music piano playing style. You know what? Hold on. Here's the thing about the dark room. Was there other stuff in it? I don't recall. Even if oh yeah, there's a filing cabinet that perhaps can be opened. There's an enlarger. desk, developer tray. Like, that core stuff seems... Oh, come on. Red light. Like, it's probably all about the photographer character. But is there something in here? I shouldn't just write the entire room off. Not use. Ugh, turn on. Perfect. There's a desk, but it seems like it's a work desk that doesn't have drawers. Okay. Unlock file drawers with glowing key? No. And we've used all keys to date. Although there is one significant key that we haven't yet figured out what to do with. Are you so strong, Razor, that you can move this plant aside or reveal there's something under it? No. But I'm guessing that you wrote it very, very clearly. Is there other stuff in the green tentacle room? Oh, wait. Read the posters. Not that I... See Ron Gilbert live at the forum. Oh, disco sucks. Can't be read. It says what it says. We've taken a key from here, of course. Okay. Right now, just feeling things out. There's more we can explore with. We also have sacrifice a kid to loot those rooms. I know there's a key in Edna's room. I never committed to a sacrifice. Can we read the calendar? The Playboy calendar. May 1972, Ted's death day is circled. Surplus body parts. Probably she's not willing to pick those up. No. You can open the sarcophagus. Oh, yeah. The presence of a television inside the sarcophagus does sort of suggest that the mummy might be a little bit alive. You know, in the way that you might expect a mummy with a sinister meteor to be. Miss Mummy, 982 BC. Can we pull this one off the wall? Or open it? It's immersive, Clef. See, that's a level of commitment to precision that you get when a German engineer is writing a letter to you. Should pull the pull chain. The toilet flushes, but to what end? What is toilet? You don't know what a toilet is? Water faucet. Don't know why we want to, in case there's a handle missing here, give a shower to this mummy. But I also don't know why we wouldn't want to do that. You're minimizing risk. First, let's just try. Does it just work on its own? Probably not. She probably goes, there's no handle. Handle's missing. Is it, though? And then he avoids the water. Oh, and then we can read the whole message. For a good time, call Edna 5235. Okay, hold on. Police 1977. And then I'll put Edna 5235. Extending the life of your trusty template. Hey, wait a minute. Is that gross looking green sponge an object? Don't know what we want it for, but nasty. Let's bring it just in case. And he's moved back. I like that the mummy is clearly the least corrupted member of the family because his instinct is just to be like, I don't want to get involved in this. I'm going to try to just make them all think I'm still. You know. Wait, can we go through the fireplace? Yeah. Hey, Bernard, get up here. Can we read the family portrait? Probably not. Can we pull it off the wall? Firmly attached to the wall. So firmly that we can't detach it with tools? No. Fireplace really feels like you should be able to like crawl through it. No. Okay. So I have a new 4-digit number, but I'm not aware of a place that I need a 4-digit number for at present. I have the glowing key, and I could test it in all the jail locks by sacrificing a kid right now. And maybe that's what it's come to. I think Bernard should come up, though, at least for the sake of hold on. Was there anything nerdy to read in here? No. Is Bernard holding the paintbrush? No. It's Razor. No, is it Dave? Whoever has the paintbrush should probably go and try to finish the painting for some reason. Okay. Okay. Then we have the frustrating ongoing thing where there's a known formulas describing the structure of a meteor. No. Bernard doesn't add anything to our understanding of that, or perhaps to anything. He's grossed out by the picture of the brain. Degree for mummifying and bandaging. Presented to Dr. Fred. Okay. Is this an object? Don't just stand there staring at Razor's feet on the thing. Oh, you know what? I should obviously try to open the coin boxes. Machines are locked. What if they open from the glowing key? But hold on. First, let's try what if they're just one of them's unlocked? Cool thing about knowing that there are multiple endings. Can I take the dartboard off the wall? It's not even an object. Cool thing about knowing that we have multiple endings and pathways based on the different abilities of the characters is on a first go through, there's a lot of, well, hold on, which, what do I really need here? No, with the glowing key. That didn't work. Okay. Get away from me, you purple slime geek. Don't touch me. Purple tentacle. Stop playing with the lab experiment. Bring her. The machine is ready. She says, Eek, I'm hoping earnestly that there's not a literal time limit failure. Also, that didn't work, I assume. Yeah. Ugh. I don't like having to do this for all of them, and yet I feel like we should. Unlock coin box with glowing key. It'll be okay. I'm hoping there's no just permanent, oh, they killed Sandy, you're dead. But if there is, we have saves to revert to. Okay. That doesn't do anything. And then meanwhile, no, turn on alien slime game. It's on, but there's no power. Okay. So probably fixing the wires upstairs is how you get the games working, which does not tell me anything about why I would want to do that. I don't have any sense of why I'd want to do that, but maybe I do. Okay. I think it's time to quickly find out if this glowing key works in any of the 3 locks in the prison area. And we'll also pop back to the save a few times to see what we can work out in the brief windows. I don't think I want to sacrifice 2 kids to being captured, but if I have to give up one. What are you doing in my house? Are you an agent of the evil Meteor? Or are you here to help me defeat him? Not talking, eh? Well, to the dungeon, spy. Too bad you weren't on my side. Okay. Ed's opposed to the Meteor. And he even gives you the opportunity to reveal that you are also opposed to the Meteor. You just don't. And I say all this out loud because I'm wondering, is there some condition we can fulfill that makes Ed recognize us as Meteor haters? Come on. Oh. Couldn't all be so simple. Probably not. Yes. Wait a minute. No, just the door. Where do I click for door? What is outer door? Okay. Inner door. Okay. Open inner door. 5235. The door opens. Okay. First, is there yet another door? Before we find the lab. What are you doing here?
Ah, I caught you sneaking around our house. Dr. Fred isn't paying me for nothing. To the dungeon, intruder.
Okay, sure. That's fine.
And this time I'll make sure you won't get out.
How? Is he locking both doors out of curiosity? Yes. Hold on. Did he change the padlocks? No, he didn't. So let's find out then. It is the lab. There's no third inner door or second inner door, third door. This could be it. Or it could seem like it's going to be it, and then we discover there's another obstacle to be overcome. The tube in the tube socket. It's not turned on. Okay, well, turn it on, Bernard. Use the radio to call the Meteor police. Now I understand a bit more clearly what's going on here. When this happened last time, I thought I didn't make the causal connection between punching in that number and causing this because it had been so long since I wrote down the number that I'd forgotten the context of it. So this guy gets off with a warning. Bernard hates white noise, so I'll shut the radio off. I've just decided Bernard hates white noise. Yeah. Thanks to our timely report, that guy gets off with a warning for space speeding. He was clearly about to get a ticket, but it's just way more important to get the purple meteor. Wait for it. Is it actually going to take 5 whole minutes? I mean, we're going to find out the same way that I eventually unlocked the Mr. Belch's lair in Earthbound, where the password is literally 3 minutes of silence. When I put that Earthbound video up, I got the chance to check because I went on intermission. I said, this is a perfect time for an intermission. When I have to sit still for 3 minutes, I'm going to run to the washroom. I came back, I sat down, I waited what seemed like a period of time at the time, although hindsight, I see that it was like 5-10 seconds. And then I was like, oh, you know what? I think I screwed this up because this has to have been more than 3 minutes. And then I moved and it had been like 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Now I know from editing the video. I'm determined in this Earthbound playthrough. We're getting pretty close to when we meet Pooh, the 4th member of the team. And you get a similar just don't press the buttons for a few minutes kids challenge where he has to meditate and ignore all distractions to pass a test. And I'm determined. I'm going to beat that on the first try. Putting my marker down. And all it took was 5 years of dialectical behavior therapy and ADHD medication. 6 years. I'm 41 now. Oh my goodness. A somewhat controversial online figure, but to borrow a line from Jim Cornette, the professional wrestling manager icon, among other, he had other roles, but his big thing in professional wrestling was being a manager for tag teams, mainly in the 80s and 90s. But he likes to use a line for describing a particular type of dork that he borrowed from some old timey wrestling figure I can't remember the name of. But anyway, the line is he described the person who's like a real stiff dork as being the epitome of a white man in brown shoes. And that is absolutely what Bernard is. A high school student who's wearing high-waisted pants with a brown belt.
Hey, Ed. The Meteor wants to borrow your hamster and electric cattle prod. My hamster? Nobody touches my hamster. Better watch it, Ed. You're gonna piss off the Meteor.
That should not be hyphenated.
It already thinks you stole my purple card key. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't get to the Meteor without it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, really? Shape up, kid.
Well, maybe we're not done yet. That scene seems to kind of hint that, yes, there is another door to be opened beyond the purple tentacle. Oh no. What if turning off the radio actually breaks the sequence? What's going on with Razor down here? She's down here, the door's open. I mean, I might as well just keep messing around with stuff. She can't pull things. Can she use the tools? Doesn't seem to work. What is the can? Oh, okay. Can you pull on the candle holder? Can't move it. Can you manipulate the candle holder? No. Can you pick something up from the candle holder? No. Skeleton. I feel like I actually might have broken the sequence on the reporting, but also you can see the problematic part there. Of course, I might think that. Yeah. What is door? It's a door. Pull on the door. No, I don't think she can break the door because she's strong. I still haven't figured out the strategy for busting a kid out. So what's the deal here? Was that, did they skip the message where he shows up and can't get it because it's nested and they didn't do an alternate failure scene? The only failure you get is the little cutaway to Ed. I'm inclined to say that's the case, but then I'd feel very silly later. So, wait. Okay, good. I'm proud of me. All right, let's go get them. He opens that door, no problem. But no, he opens that door, no problem. And he's found the meteor. Oh no, you found me. You're coming with me, Craterhead. He takes the meteor away. In the. Okay, so that's not on its own a win condition. Or is it? I can't tell. Let's keep playing. Like, there's an ending, I presume. But like, do I have more puzzles to solve right now? Let's find it. The meteor has been busted. First thing to check out is just, do we have the exact same setup here? Yes. I should have known the purple tentacle wouldn't like become inert just because of the defeat of the arrest of the meteor, because etc. What am I trying to say? Because of the thing I've said. Because we still have to save, or no, because there's a sequel that's all about the purple tentacle. There it is. The purple tentacle can't just die. But I thought maybe for some reason it would let me buy. No, no such luck. That's okay. Obviously, the remaining goal is get to Sandy. One immediate thought that I have is, what more can I do specifically in the basement if the purple tentacle is coming out to check the to stop a meltdown? Does that buy Razor time to get in and then not have the tentacle just come and find her? Like, can she get to a safe spot beyond? I don't know. I have no idea. Especially because it seems also quite possible that getting to Dr. Ed, or Edison, or whatever his name is, Dr. Ed, would be problematic in its own right if I don't have a plan. Let's find out. He notices the power's out. That's odd. It doesn't cause a meltdown this time? So that means the meteors, or the tentacles right there. And so I'll go back. We might need to get both other teens in action here. Because it might be that the turn off the fuse box method is the only way right now that I can trigger the meltdown sequence. Maybe I can't even do that. I'm hopeful. I didn't learn enough from my brief Googling of what are the dead end states. Because trying to be spoiler alert, the fact that most of the dead end states seem to involve mild spoilers for what the paths were, I kept looking away, not reading carefully. So it seems entirely possible that I've done too much too soon, or, I don't have a viable solution path right now. But maybe I do. I do wish that Razor had the tentacle chow. What if we can bribe? But the purple tentacle doesn't give us a chance. Sorry, Bernard. And what could we do to earn Weird Ed's support and fellowship in the cause against the meteor? What if the fact that we had the meteor arrested? Oh, having spoken those words out loud, why don't we have the guy who called it in test that theory? But since I know I did some maneuvering people, I'll update the save. Not Edna's room, but Weird Ed's room. Intruder, halt! What are you doing in my house? Are you an agent of the evil meteor, or are you here to help me defeat him? Not talking, eh? On to the dungeon, spy. Stimpitsky, welcome. Okay, so it turns out having literally saved him from the meteor is not in and of itself enough to convince him you're the ally. I got the meteor arrested, Stimpitsky, but that turns out not to be the final step. Hope your Sunday's going well. So I've got a bunch of different things I haven't used for any reason. Right. If you have the cheese on you, is he like, oh, hey, at least you're looking out for my hamster, even if you might turn out to also be evil? That's not impossible. Okay. The problem or the risk here is simply that there's not enough time to not get another teen captured, and I might want to have two teens not captured here. Oh, damn it. He's just realizing the power's at. So is he just going to come down here and catch us? I guess I'll find out momentarily. It doesn't cause the problem. It's not causing the meltdown warning. So this is not a method anymore to summon the purple tentacle. Whoops. Now Dave's trapped in the basement. How would it be this dark in the entrance? There should at least be some moonlight coming in. Then again, maybe partially this is a Bernard vision issue. Okay. Maybe I've borked myself. Does anybody know? It's not a spoiler to tell me, oh yeah, you've done things in the wrong sequence and you could never win. Can we open this desk? No. Is there there something that this plant... What might I put in the glass jar? Where have I seen anything, say dripping? I'll keep an eye out as I continue to explore. But hold on. Let's does seem like feeding the carnivorous seeming plant might be one of the ways that you mess yourself up. You like lettuce? Better get closer. Okay, get closer then. Oh, did I leave Dave in a way that... It doesn't matter. I can just load a save if he gets caught. We're just messing around. We're experimenting. What do you mean get closer? Okay. Whatever. Up here. What's the chainsaw for? In this room again is this. Don't see any special role for Bernard in there right now. I mean, maybe there is, but I don't see it. But I think probably I've gone in too quick, too soon. Maybe. Or maybe not. I trust your judgment about what counts as minor, Cedric, and so sure. Aha. Thank you, Cedric. I appreciate that. I had a feeling it might be simply because I hadn't seen anything yet that seemed like you would solve it with a chainsaw. Okay. Ah. Yeah, that's one way to get up to the chandelier. Hold on. It seems unlikely to be the mechanic, but... Stupinski, we did find out that for some reason the punk rock girl Razor can play a jaunty ragtime tune on the piano if you ask her to. To what end, I don't know. My guess is it has something to do with a Razor and probably Sid specific. Okay. Can I use? No, because Bernard's not an object. So I can't have Dave stand on Bernard's back or anything like that. So what is it going to take to reach up there? What does Dave have on him? Do we have anything that seems reachy? I mean, honestly, and again, this is same thing with the like depth of the room scale issue. I think we should probably assume that the chandelier is a little bit higher than it looks. But I don't even really see the mechanism by which we can't just reach that with our hands. Yeah, Bernard has scoliosis and Dave is pretty jacked from being the captain of the football team. Use the can of Pepsi on this key by throwing it, or just on the chandelier in general. No. Yeah, that should be viable. If only, like, I would be inclined to try to figure out how to do that were it not. The windows don't open for whatever reason. Were it not for the fact that I can't see a way to make it happen with the parser. But if I had some sort of relevant action, I would absolutely be thinking, oh, okay, hold on. I didn't scan this side of the bookshelf. Open the loose panel? Yep. Well, good. Yeah. Hey, we found a cassette tape, which I don't think is going to be part of the... Wait. The music is all about the green tentacle, though, isn't it? Doesn't matter. We can't do... Like... Feels like record... Using the cassette player... Is there a cassette player by the piano? Then again, I should try putting the cassette tape into a player and just seeing if playing it does something. But I've really been feeling like my gut has told me that there's a, yeah, record the piano playing onto a cassette tape for some reason. But then again, maybe it's record the old record or the newer record that we get from somewhere onto a cassette tape. Because then you could play the cassette tape sound somewhere that doesn't have a Victrola. Why would you care about that? Let's remember. What do the records do? Okay. That one, the old record is the bomb sound effect. I think that it also just turns out to be what the other record does, but I'm not sure. It's still playing. Oh, come on, Dave. Shouldn't be that hard to figure out. And then the new record is a different explosion sound. Don't know how elaborate the sound puzzle might be. Is there one correct sound? One of those sounds somehow shattered this vase. And then... Did the vase break from the second one? Did you notice? I didn't notice, but something tells me if the if the vase doesn't have anything inside of it, and the sound breaks glass, then that's a visual hint. We'll try that one if this recording gimmick doesn't work, Stimpinski. He puts the thing in. Okay, it's recording. There's no record on the Victrola. Really? I didn't even notice that I'd gone through the motions of taking it off, but it was this one. You've done it. I believe you've done it, PJ. I think you've cracked the case. We will forever consider the, assuming this works, we're going to consider the chandelier key puzzle to be PJ's puzzle because you spotted the key earlier. You spotted, and then you tied me for spotting the breaking of the vase and then closed the loop. There's a bunch of places with candles. We don't have anything to light them with. Can we take a candle? Because there's also an empty candle holder out there. You know what, Bernard? I assume that Dave is, protective of his nerd buddy. So he's going to have him move so he doesn't get killed. So it turned out, anyway, that I was wrong, that I was working backwards from the end. I was working backwards from somewhere in the middle, which I suppose is also valid. It's like a Zeno's paradox thing. I was working backwards from the end of a sequence within a broader sequence that I have not yet conceived the end of. Although, I feel like it's get sandy. Yeah, the only way I think you can really make that make sense is by saying that they're all so irresponsible. Well, Bernard does not have a lighter. Razor and Dave might not. Dave might be all American enough that, maybe he's on the track team, not even the football team. Razor absolutely should have a lighter, but she could have, a lighter that is used up because she irresponsibly waits to get a new smash it. Ha ha ha. Old rusty key. Alternately, maybe Razor exclusively bums lights off people and smokes even. Oh. Oh, poor Bernard. Bernard doesn't want to be listening to this horrible sound. Bernard, of all people, is definitely sensitive to those kinds of frequencies. I got a feeling the old rusty key, we're trying it first downstairs. We have plenty of other locks to test if this fails, but something tells me it might not. Can we fill the glass jar with the radioactive drippings from here? And why would we want to? Ta-da. Okay. We're going to learn something new about the architecture of this mansion. Because presumably there's a loop to close here where the prison and then lab complex is through here, but I bet it's not the very next room. It is. Okay. Great. We don't want to run into the next room yet on account of the purple tentacle issue. So then the question becomes, what can we do here? What do we do next? We have all the kids free for now. We have a dime stamps manuscript, a radio. The radio could be for something. The tools seem like they're probably for something. Probably the badge is for something. But what? Okay. Here we are. Who's holding the tentacle chow? Arg. It's Bernard. So we'll go back for a moment. Get the glass jar too. See if we can, for whatever reason, collect some radioactive waste. Really does seem like baiting the tentacle out of there with the meltdowns might be important, which is frustrating because we'd have to load back for that. But then again, the sequence wouldn't be that hard to close off. All right, Bernard, give the things we think might be important to Dave. Right, he still has to take his hand off. That makes sense. And then pull on this again. And let's see if Dave can do something down here. first. Wait, is this even interactable? Yes, it is. Radioactive slime. He's not willing to touch it. Is this a separate object? The leaky pipe? No. Okay, I'm inclined to say, oh, this door shuts itself on a timer or something. Or I just didn't, I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Once Dave's in, seems unlikely that holding the tentacle chow is going to make this work. And now that I've said that, I wish I hadn't gone in, but you do get a chance to back off. Looking around, there's a control panel. There's a map of the house, which elaborates a bit. There's an exterior way from the garage into there. Is that what this map means? Okay. But what if purple... No. Give tentacle chow to the tentacle. He's not hungry. Okay. And then this seems super unlikely, but what if? No. We're locked into the scene, so we can't switch to Razor and run while the purple tentacle's on this side of the room. Okay. He's not hungry. But there's a window there to do something, so obviously one solution here is doing something. Another one could be elsewise. Another one could be not doing something, but finding this alternate entrance to the garage is the thought that I was having. If indeed it exists. I'm going to send Dave around to the garage and see if I can spot something that I just overlooked before. So we have closed some loops here. I wonder if the cassette tape is probably reusable. I can't think of a reason why I wouldn't try. Jar of water. Okay. It's not necessarily what I want to have in the jar, but it could be. Is this a trick? Cement slab. Seems unlikely I can just open it. Won't budge. What if I was a real jacked punk rock girl? Alternately, what if I could get the radioactive slime? Yeah. I mean, we can't rule anything out. And I will definitely try. Oh, damn it. Can't just have Razor head up there because the door auto closes itself. Feels like a long shot to just lift up the cement slab anyway. But I want Razor out of the prison also to explore what we can do by recording her piano playing, if we can even do that. What is the get the developer fluid down safely? Like, I don't think I need to do that because I feel very confident that's a teenager thing. Not a teenager thing, a photographer thing. These are all teenagers. Is Dave also a microwave guy? Yes, that's just a statement about how teens are lazy and they don't know how to cook. Can I cool down the furnace enough to open it with the water? Worth a try in a second. Is Razor cooler and therefore more willing to touch the slime? That seems possible. It also seems possible you need the stupid guy to do that. No, no, no. Unlock. No, opposite way. Out of curiosity. The whole unlock thing is just an inversion of the use thing that is specific to doors. There was, like I said, I think the point and click adventure genre went a little too far in the simplification of context interactions, but that's definitely one of those where it's like, yeah, you know, like how JRPGs eventually were like, there's just a context button that you push to either speak or interact with an interactable thing instead of having a little sub menu where you either picked check or talk. Not Bernard, Razor. Just walks right out of there. Whoop. Okay. Then save just in case this is nothing. Try to see if we can find a back door in. But first, can we use jar of water to cool down? Be kind of silly if we could. Too hot. Okay, it's too hot to even put the thing on it and cool it down. Is there anything but furnace and nuclear reactor? Anything more specific? No. Okay. All right, Razor. You go see two things. We're going to find out if you know how to, or if you're strong enough to move a cement slab that might be covering a secret entrance. Whoops, wrong way. And then failing that, we're going to see, I'm also going to test out the punch it, kick it, pull it, push it. Maybe there's something written on it that we can read. So I wonder if it's as simple as the photographer knows how important the developer fluid is, so he's delicate when he takes it down. Seems unlikely, but you never know. Okay, but I'm so confident this cement slab covers a pull it. Won't budge. Push it. Can't move it. Pick it up. Can't pick it up. Use it. Doesn't seem to work. Open it because it's a secret door. Won't budge. Is anything here? Can I pry it open with a dime? I'm very skeptical of this. Wait. Do I just have to move the shelf? Can't push the shelf. The shelf is just there, I'm thinking. But yeah, can I use the dime to pry up the cement slab? No. Fix it with what? Fix the cement slab with a dime. Doesn't seem to work. Well, no wonder it doesn't work. It makes no sense. Can we open the doors of the car? No. Seems unlikely. No. Okay. Well, the active thing that I want to check out, I will check out. The thing that I said, which was something. Then checking her music, recording her music. Go up, see if the green tentacle cares if I play it for him. That might be connected to a specific victory path that isn't. important anymore. But it could also be something. Hold on. Are these candles? No. They're not like active objects. So there's no get the candle, put it in the candle holder in the prison to do something. It's kind of frustrating to think that I might just need to go back and try. No. Okay, good. The sequence doesn't work to say I should have used the pool draining meltdown risk to open up the. Yeah. That could. I'm more skeptical of that one, but we'll try it if it comes to it. Oh, she didn't get the cassette on the way up. Yeah, I'm kind of inclined to say that probably if I can record Razor's music, it's not related to how I could beat the game from here. But I don't know. Where am I going? Wrong place. It's okay. So we might turn out to have at least a third session with these characters, which may still not fully satisfy me and make me want to not, going further than I need to. Also, mess around with a different group and see what happens. Maybe like the new wave guy to keep exploring the music path if it turns out to not really do anything here. And the writer, since I have a somewhat formed sense of how the writer might deal with the Meteor that I'd love to test. No, not a new kid. I don't want a new kid. Use cassette tape and the recorder. Turn it on. Okay, it's recording. Record yourself. It would be nice to have this even basically animated. Have her sit down and just have her go like doot doot doot. But oh well. Yeah. It is time to sit here. Okay. We've recorded her music. Let's go see what Greenie thinks. Ooh, can the badge be used to persuade Ed that we're the enemy of the Meteor? Worth testing out. It's got a bunch of things that I definitely want to try out before I shut down for the day, which I'll probably do fairly soon, win or lose. But yeah, so glad that I've linked back up with this game in a more earnest way than when I played it briefly on a NES emulator years ago. Yes. Oh, but just hold on. Put in his Mondo stereo. Please tell me it's not like also his speakers are broken. Nope, it's on. He likes it. Hey, this is great stuff. I could use someone like you in my band. I have a demo tape, but it's no use. I'll never get a recording contract, even if we get a band together. So we get his demo tape. Is that mailable to the people at... I can't... Was 22 Skyscraper Way looking for anything to publish? Or were they looking for music? Or were they looking for books? Can't recall. We also, right now, want to test the Eddie is our buddy concept by proving that we hate meteors. But that only works if I remember to go to the second door. We also can, we have a loop, a workable loop for raiding both of these rooms in detail that I suppose I should exploit now, since we can free the teens. Not talking, eh? Hold on. I'm not giving up on this yet. I should have used the what is to see, like, is there a context thing for him? Is he even an interactable object? Because I was able to try to give tentacle chow. Because it could just be, I was supposed to be using give, right? No. Yes, give him the badge. And he says, not talking, eh? To the dungeon spy. But then what if it is used to show it to him? Then again, maybe it's just not this at all. I can give, but not anything else. Okay, fine. For now, I'll call it, consider this a dead end, I guess. Dave is the one who can break us out of the prison. So let's have Bernard and Razor team up as the bedroom raiders here. There's that key in Nurse Edna's room for sure. There's those plans in Ed's room that maybe we can read. I want to believe that kidnapping the hamster is not a solution here. It might turn out that being his friend really is about giving him cheese, the thing we know his hamster loves. In which case, too late. Can't do it. Okay. So, the best way to do this we'll find it. We're going to test what if Bernard stands right here and Razor goes in. Does he also get instantly caught? Or do we get the whole period of Weird Ed's? Let's find it. Never tried to like turn on the handheld radio or anything. We are on your side, Ed. Okay. How much time does Bernard really get here? This is the time maximizing approach. Read the chart. Doesn't make any sense. Take the hamster, Bernard? I'm not going to nuke the hamster. Not that I think Bernard is even willing to. What else is in here? Fighter jet models. There's the card key. That's obviously important. Ed's less dedicated, so he won't chase me to another screen. Nurse Edna will pursue you through the whole house. Okay. We have the purple key card, which obviously we still need to get the purple tentacle out of the way somehow to deal with. Oh, Bernard's got to go back downstairs to do the breakout routine. And then we'll do the same thing again. What I am going to say is if cheese is the answer to how to get Ed on your side, then I don't think getting Ed on your side can possibly be necessary based on what we know about the desire of Ron Gilbert to make a fair game. because that cheese got eaten automatically very early on. It would be crazy if it was a necessary item. Not if, maybe not so crazy if Roberta Williams had designed this game. Where's Dave? Oh, I don't even need Bernard for the rescue routine. So that was a waste of time, but it's okay. All right, Razor. Time to get captured by a much grosser opponent. I'm also going to try switching to... Be nice if you could... It would be nice mechanic if you could group them just for the purposes of moving. If we collapsed unlock into use and replaced it with a tag along or drag. So you can grab your friends and force them to come with you. Instead, we'll send them both up individually. Obviously, the purple keycard's going to be helpful, but I have no insight now into what the purple tentacle might want for us to get past it. And then there's the alternate possibility that we can circumvent the purple keycard and getting past the tentacle if we can figure out how to go into the opposite side door. The secret entrance that I'm assuming is underneath that cement slab based on the map. Now, what if... I don't know if there's enough room on the screen for you to use the little control panel right before the purple tentacle grabs you. Maybe the purple tentacle opens that slab, or the control panel opens that slab. Who knows? Okay. Razor will definitely, not just because she's the brave one. All right. No, this time Razor was the sacrificial lamb last time also. But she'll definitely do it again because Nurse Edna's kind of gross when she's capturing a young man. Gross, Edna. But okay. Run, Bernard. All right, what about this ladder? Can't even remember what's up here. There's a hatch. Painting. It's a big painting. Is there no light in here? Well, that's okay if there isn't. Because we haven't sacrificed the flashlight yet. Okay, what exactly is here? A window, a painting, Dr. Ed. Can I pick up the painting? Can't pick it up. Can you push it or pull it or open it? Yes. Open the wall safe. Need another number. What if it's the same one? Seems too much to hope for. And yet. Take the envelope. Okay. Well done, Bernard. Turn off the flashlight before the batteries even die. Go down, get terrifyingly captured, but it's okay. We'll bust him out. Hopefully we don't need the perfume or anything in the desk. I guess we just raid it again. She should have tied him to the bed. Gross, Edna. But it's not her fault. Oh, no. Nope. She's so demented, she walked right past Dave. We'll explain it by saying he quickly ducked behind here. Feels like we're so close. But who knows? The stare down doesn't work because Dave in particular is way more of a masculine young specimen. Okay. We've raided the rooms. We have this envelope. What's the story with the envelope, Bernard? Well, open it. Ripped envelope. There was a quarter inside the envelope. And is that it? Well, okay. Something to do with the arcade machines that we haven't figured out how to turn on. Interesting. Okay. Dave, unlock that door one more time. Bernard's going to go in and see if... No, Bernard's not that brave. Razor's going to go in and see if she can use the control panel on the map. Waffle Syrup, welcome. We are making a lot of headway in Maniac Mansion. In fact, I got the Meteor police to arrest the Meteor. We just got to figure out how to get to Sandy. Okay. There's a control panel. There's a map of house. As soon as I go here, can't use the control panel. Turn it on. Turn it off. No. Well, hold on. Let's try this again. You know what? There's no reason to load to try it again. He's not actually making sure we don't get it. Dave is right outside this room with the key to open that door. Razor has the key to open the two padlocks. Though we do clumsily have to do it again. Open the outer door. Open the inner door by punching in 5235. And let's see. Hold on. Messing with controls. Can I turn on the control panel immediately? Doesn't seem to work. Leave me alone, Purple Tentacle. I'm not here to get captured. Use it. Wait a minute. I have a thought that might be dumb. Actually, I feel like it's not a dumb thought, but it might not be the answer. We have a can of Pepsi. The Simpsons taught me that you can destroy a control console by pouring a soft drink on its control panel. Dave can't go in there to give it to her, though. Since I'm not sure that the door works both ways. That the key works both ways with the door. We've done nothing with the demo tape. We got the unlocked door with the old rusty key. I'm going to save this one more time so that if this is a bust, whoops, or if I do something frustrating immediately, if this is a bust, switch to Razor, then I can just stop going into the control panel. No. Okay. For the moment, I guess there's the possibility that Bernard and Bernard alone knows how to do this. Can fix the thing. We have the demo tape. We have a jar of water. We have two mysterious plants. Plants like water. Try anything once. Watering a plant. Can't water that plant. I wonder where that staircase leads. Like, is it something that we can reach by other means? Or is there just like a special stoner guy only room that you can only access with a guy who's reckless and silly enough to just ignore the clear warning? It's the music room that has the potentially carnivorous plant, right? No. No, it's not. It's okay. There's only so many rooms. We'll figure it out. Feels pretty likely we're looking at one more run through this, or one more session to clear this, but you don't know for sure yet. We shouldn't give up. I was very happy that finally a painting could just come right off the wall. Oh, we have a new key. Dave doesn't have the key though. So I got to go around and test that key on known locks. Okay, what's this scene?
Edna, I'm having trouble with the zombie-matic. I need to shut down the power. It'll be off for 5 or 6 minutes. Is this all you have to say to me? You've been in the basement for the past 5 years. Sometimes I think you like that meteor more than me. Don't worry, my little beauty queen. Soon everything will be different. Sure.
Okay, fine. Hopefully we don't just get caught right now. This isn't where the plant is. It's not on this floor. We have to keep going up and hope that we don't have a full Dr. Edison script or he has a secret way to go back to his lab. Dave's not just about to get captured. Was the answer in here? Yes. Okay. Do you like to be watered, plant? Yes. And that caused something to happen here. There's a hatch. All right. Can't climb the man-eating plant up to that hatch. I get my glass jar back, which is good. Okay. Can I move the plant? No, I can't. I don't know. Wait. Before I send Razor. Oh, and I sent her in the wrong direction, but I recovered quickly. Bernard should give her the small key. Oh, something tells me that's more of a like Roberta Williams gimmick than a Ron Gilbert gimmick. But I'll try anything once. The big things I still haven't worked out are, can we deal with this in any way despite it being so hot? Okay. Use the small key on the still locked things on my way up here, which are the filing cabinet drawers and the medicine cabinet. The medicine cabinet seems a pretty likely candidate. So far, the power hasn't gone off like Dr. Ed suggested it would. Okay. Maybe it's the filing cabinet. In which case, we gotta go to the dark room, which we have passed on the way up here. No, which we will pass in the next hallway. It would be an odd thing for the game to actually make the entire mansion dark for 5 minutes. So maybe it just won't happen. But then it's odd that they set it up, told us it would happen. Nope. So what locked thing does the small key open? I don't know. Okay, hold on. Back to the green dude's bedroom for a moment. Specifically to check. It's the only other upstairs space, but I don't see why that hatch would be here to begin with. Yeah, no. And so it must be a somehow you can go up this hatch. But how? Maybe it's the you need a lady to climb the man-eating plant. Oh, we are getting the power up for a while. No, she can't reach it either. Can we use the man-eating plant? No. Okay. At this point, I feel like I'd probably want to load earlier instead of mucking about in the dark. Fix wires. What can you fix those wires with? Where's Bernard? That could be the answer. I don't remember where Bernard is right now. There's nothing. Oh, fuse box. Excellent. Why don't we just... Oh. Can we just turn the power back on? No. Okay. Let's see. Because the power off, if Bernard has the ability to fix. Wait, he can't even go upstairs. Yes, he can. Well, that's kind of the game. If he has the ability to fix the wires upstairs, this would be the window. Oh, damn it. Yeah, it's especially scary in the dark, huh, Bernard? Shit. The door. Okay. This is a clumsier way to do this than just shutting off the power myself when I already have Bernard in place with the flashlight. I also don't know what I'm going to use. Well, my plan is to use something to fix the wires. Maybe a dime can be added to the wires as a... or a quarter, although we want the quarter to then play the arcade games. Can we wrap wires around the dime as a conductor? I'm not an electrical engineer or an electrician. I don't know if that even makes cartoon sense, let alone real sense. Oh, it's just a door. And then what is this room again? Boarded up window. Yeah, this is the place with the wires. Good. No, I don't see why it would. My only thought was, what would I fix them with? It's not that. Damn it. Why didn't I have him get the tools, the generic tools? In fact, it might not even be necessary to have Bernard do it. Let's see if Razor can do it. It's kind of dark. But I think I fixed it. And the batteries die. Maybe we can find others, but I haven't seen any others. And we did not need the flashlight where I used it. So this is probably the place to use it. And yet, who knows? Who knows? All right. I think the last thing, unless it works, and then I'm once again filled with the irrational exuberance and hope that I can close the loop here. I think the last thing I'm going to do is just chill for this to happen. Confirm that she did not at all fix these fucking things. And then that we can't do it now. And so the whole trick is to have done this by saving the flashlight for this, which means reverting to an earlier save, which is fine. We'll do it. Screw it. I'll do it right now. And this is the last thing I'll do, unless, again, it suddenly seems like everything's worked out. Because I don't need... open the wall safe. 5235. Thank goodness they have terrible password security practices. Same password works for both of their securities, both of the things you might want to secure. That gets us the quarter we'll need. We found out the silly gimmick that Edna is too distracted. She'll catch Bernard here. If I ever remember how to get back down. Right there. She'll catch him, but she won't catch Dave. Even though he's right outside the prison right now. And then we can test this manually, not by waiting for Dr. Ed. Or whatever his name is. There's a thought. There's a thought, PJ. Okay, fine. We'll also test that before I shut down. We might as well just test it all at once, though. So, Dave, you hand off the Pepsi and the jar of water to our poor postured friend here. All right, Bernard. Shit, he doesn't have the goddamn tools. It's okay. We can deal with that pretty easily. I'm surprised LucasArts, as far as I'm aware, didn't try to make more multi-character gimmick games like this. Oh, stay as Razor for the moment. Give Bernard the tools. Give him the radio. Because what if actually you get the plant to dance and somehow that's helpful? I don't know. But you never know. Okay. These are your big moments, Bernard. Yeah, I mean, I will say that when I played this briefly on a NES emulator like 20 plus years ago, 25, let's say, I got super stressed out about trying to remember which kids I left where so they didn't get captured. Oh, it does? Great. Yeah, there almost certainly must be a way to climb the plant. I'm with you on that, PJ. Climb the plant or get it out of the way so there's something else to climb. I think I probably have in the past read enough about Day of the Tentacle that I've known that before, but my brain had reverted to just thinking, yeah, I knew it stars Bernard. And so my brain had reverted to just thinking, well, if it has a star, then it doesn't. Uh, then it maybe you should only control the star. Okay, good. I really like the cooperation gimmick. All right, let's try this out. Let's see if there are things we can do once we have grown the plant to great heights. First, can we just kill it with Pepsi? Yes. Burp. It's stationary. Okay. So, hey, it wasn't the exact mechanism you speculated, PJ, because we didn't kill it. I don't know, just wore it out. But it was give the thing some Pepsi. Okay, what do we have here? And what does it all mean? Astronomy chart. Read it, Bernard. What does it tell us? Shows the trajectory of a meteorite impacting Earth. Okay, sure, whatever. Use the really powerful telescope. Ooh, I heard good things about Thimbleweed Park, a more recent adventure game. One day I'm going to play it. Use the telescope. What happens? Right now, we see a tree. I understand what's going on here, though. Control panel, coin slot. Oh. Okay. Wait, I have a save right now, so I don't need this. I bet it uses dimes and not quarters. I don't have the dime. Hold on. What if? No. Those controls aren't a separate thing. I don't want to use the quarter in the envelope for this right now. If indeed it turns out doesn't work because you got to insert a coin. Actually, you know what? We're just testing two different things. I might as well just do this. Got a quarter. Yeah, that's annoying, but hopefully we'll be ahead of him here. Doesn't fit. Okay, that is a dime slot. They are discrete things to use. Okay, get up here, Bernard. Although actually, once again, we can just take advantage of the real time pause. Razor as the dime, right? So I'm going to send her up too. Hopefully she doesn't get captured. But I don't think we run into the professor for some reason. I think he's just not a capturer at all. Perhaps. We've been captured by Edna, the Purple Tentacle, and Weird Ed. But I don't remember ever getting caught by Dr. Fred. Is it Dr. Fred? Anyway, who cares? It is Dr. Fred. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Someone will tell me. Or I'll learn it later. Okay. Wrong place. Hopefully, if Razor can get up there before the power goes out, it would be ideal. He burped again. I hope that doesn't mean he's about to revive and trap Razor up there forever. But I'm skeptical. Okay. Here we go. Use the dime. We got to try, like, probably only get to press one button. So which button? Push. Right button. Of course it's rotating. So then what does it look at? Because presumably part of the goal here is to point this in an important direction. I don't think the gutters are that direction. Are we allowed to adjust it further? Or do you just get one shot? It's not rotating. Can we take it back the other way? No. So hopefully that just means by trial and error, process of elimination, we just move this thing to the left and then we see something. Hopefully it's not time sensitive and like there would be something important on that gutter, if only. I suppose I also have to test the possibility that as long as you don't look in the telescope, you can press the buttons multiple times. Okay. Why is the alien we saw earlier getting out of getting a ticket so upset? None of this seems important, but is that because I'm on a different path, or is it because there is the potential here to press the button more than once? There's not. Okay. Whatever. I'm going to save the dime for now. And since we have the scripted power out, I'll let the scripted power out happen in case there's some weird interaction if I try to fuse box power out. Get the flashlight ready, but I won't turn it on yet. I did give Bernard the tools, yes. I'm not going to microwave the hamster, even though that's obviously what the hamster is in the game for. For multiple reasons, I don't think it's good. Like, besides the fact that I don't want to murder a hamster. The fact that I know it's possible to die makes me think that maybe one of the ways to die is to microwave the hamster and then get murdered by Weird Ed. I guess since I'm going to wrap up, unless it seems like this cracks the case, what I should do is, while we're biding our time, say the spiels that I usually say. So the big one is, what's coming up? As far as I know, Greg and I are on for Wednesday. I need to update the schedule to reflect Thursday, but let's get to that in a moment. As far as I know, Greg and I are on for Wednesday. We're going to see how much further we have the tolerance to push in Battletoads 2020, which is a fairly grating game, and yet in many ways, you got to respect the effort they put in. I would have gone with a script that is maybe 20% as long as the script that they went with for this game. But every now, it's got some good bits and some good lines, some good jokes. Just like not so many that this needed to go on for so long. And it is, I think, inarguably the second best Battletoads game, unless it turns out Battletoads Arcade was really good. It's a better execution of the concept of having a beat 'em up where actually you spend most of your time jumping into other genres. It's executing that much better than the original Battletoads or Battletoads and Battle Maniacs did. But not as well as Battletoads and Double Dragon did. So there you go. I don't know. We're going to do that. Friday Night Frosthaven's on Thursday this week. A little show we call Friday Night Frosthaven on Thursday. Because I have a performance Friday night in the real world. And then next Saturday, we're picking it up with Earthbound. We're in Forside. We've done the Desert Quest. And it's time to figure out what's going on with this Mr. Monotoli. And then, before you know it, it'll be next Sunday. And I think whatever happens, we'll wind up playing this game more. Because either I'm not going to... What? Yeah, I haven't done the drag streaming gimmick since last summer, but that's not because my drag career is on hold in any way. I don't have time to put anything on hold. I'm 41 years old. I've authentically started my drag performance career. This is my third real drag show. And I get 2 numbers this time. So I'm coming up in the world. That's exciting. Okay. What the fuck? Is it random how quick the batteries go out? Or is it literally a, you need to figure out the either recharge these batteries or find new batteries puzzle? If you get the flashlight where you actually need it, we will just have it instantly die to punish you. I don't know. And I'm not going to figure it out right now. We're going to figure it out next time. But we are going to figure it out next time. I really feel like it's going to come together next time. And we're going to save the day. I don't know how far back we'll have to go before we can save the day, but we're gonna. Next Sunday. Because before you know it, wrapping up the spiel, it'll be Sunday again. And we'll be closing the loop on Maniac Mansion. Okay? Sweet. This was a fun time. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you had fun too. Are you ready? Buckle up. If you stuck around to the end, thanks for sticking around to the end. If you came and you left, well, you can't hear my voice. I'm glad you stopped by anyway. So thanks for stopping by. And until the next time, when, like I said, we're closing the loop and we're saving Sandy, take care of yourselves and be kind to everyone you meet.